Hello and welcome back to the live reality game podcast. My name is Steven Stewart and I'm here today, very thrilled to talk about SurviFern. There we
There you
go.
go.
I keep wanting to put an extra V in there that doesn't exist.
People
And
call it
here the
SurviFern all the time. SurviFern. I'm like, no, it's not
SurviFern is that
Survey.
is that how
Yeah.
it's pronounced?
That's what people don't know in my community. Like, that is a survivor thing. They're like, what's this SurviFern thing I see all the time? Like, it's SurviFern. Come on.
Who better to talk about SurviFern than Fern himself? How are you doing, Fern? Welcome to the
Dude,
podcast.
I'm doing great. I'm not at work anymore. Like, the moment I leave work, and like I live in a beach town, so like you smell the beach air, you like touch your feet on the sand for 1 minute, and then you're like, all right, yeah, I'm not just my day job. Let's freaking go. But thank you, Steven, for having me. I'm really excited to be here and to talk about whatever the hell we decide to talk about.
Well, here's the question. Do we start with season 2 of Survivor and do we talk more broad LRG Survivor and stuff? I know at the end we should talk season 4 because that's coming up too. But
Yeah.
maybe let's talk season 2 stuff.
Let's dive in. Yeah, I mean we just released our 6th episode. It's the merge episode. What I've noticed with a lot of LRGs and just reality game shows in general, the merge episode's a big episode. It's normally longer. It took my production team an extra week to push it out. It felt like 2 episodes in one, and yeah, so it's just a bigger episode, more energy, and that character that goes home is normally a big character in the series.
Well, I have a couple of questions overall about the season. First,
Yeah.
15 players, part of the plan or someone dropped out last minute on you?
Yo, good job. Did anyone tell you that in advance? You had no idea?
No. I mean, I think
Yeah.
in the episode, I feel like you said at some point that this was a 15-person cast. I feel like
Well,
that maybe it said somewhere in one of the episodes.
it was supposed to be 16. It was supposed to be 16 like
I don't
4 days
recall.
before. We didn't talk about that in the episodes though, because someone dropped. They had COVID, and I'm really bummed. The person that dropped is the drummer for one of my favorite bands in town. He was like a childhood star. Like he was like one of those like child actors. He like dated somebody on a CBS sitcom that I'm not allowed to say. He told me never tell anyone, but he had like a legit relationship with somebody on the CBS sitcom. He was a cool guy named Craig Lawler. He plays for Dez and the Swagmatics. They just put out a new single called My Place off of Telegraph Hill Records. Go check it out. But yeah, so he dropped. He was well connected with Kate, Jameson, and Palm. So the 3 of them lost a huge, and Ivan too, they lost a huge alliance member. And when he dropped, we decided to keep it to 15. We did have an alternate that would have gone in the game, but we just felt like, you know what, let's try to win some time if we can. And we had the exile pool thing already. We felt like it was a nice storyline to bring in, you know, one person going to exile and like trying that thing.
Yeah, so I guess we'll talk a little about Sean. Sean,
Yeah.
tell from get-go, he's like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. How much were you blindsided by Sean saying, I actually have work obligations?
We were very thrown off because we were very adamant. Like, if you can't do this, just come to the party. I'll book your band. You'll see in the next day, Sean comes and he performs. Like he's in a band called Living in the Oaks. So
That's
he comes
awesome.
back and performed. He also performed in season 1 with his band Flexiglass. He performed in season 3 with one of his other bands, and he's performing in season 4 with a different band. So no hard feelings. I love Sean. He's actually like one of the only people to perform in all 4 SurviFerns on the live music side.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, and be a contestant. So it's super cool. But we were blindsided. We weren't ready for it. And he told us like right before they were about to run the challenge. And we said, you know what? Let all the contestants run the challenge. If Orange Crush wins, then we'll decide. And if Orange Crush loses, then he can just bow out. But they won the challenge, so we had to.
They came back from behind there. I mean,
every single time.
Crushed it for the most part all season.
Yeah, for the day, yeah, we just made it to the merge, so that's a really good point. And it's really funny for me because I put out an album called Rerun like a couple weeks, maybe a month before season 2 came out, and it very much felt like a rerun of our first season because the same thing happened in season 1 where it was like a dominant tribe winning, and then the other tribe wins 1 the fourth challenge they win, and then they lose the merge challenge to a double tiebreaker. Like that exact thing happens in season 1, which is why everyone just kept on screaming like the game is rigged, the game is rigged. And I was like, no guys, it's just playing out this way. And like the character that got voted out last in season 1 sacrificed himself. He's like, yo, none of you want to go home, I'll bite the bullet. And I thought Palm was going to do the same thing just to fuck with me. And I pulled him aside. I was like, if you freaking do what our buddy Drew did, I am going to kill you. You can. He was like, no. I'm here to play. I'm here to play. And then after that, it became its own season and its own energy.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little about the Exile Pool Party.
Yeah.
Maybe just because like I feel like a party requires more than one person.
That's a good point, but they were never alone. They
were alone. They had production.
They had production, and I just thought it was the funniest thing ever to do a one-on-one performance. So like there's a one-on-one poetry reading, which is incredibly intimate when someone's reading their poetry. And when you're
so that's what was going on in episode 6.
Yeah. And also in episode 4, there was one-on-one comedy, but the comedian was like, it was hard to do comedy with one person in your audience. I didn't like how it came out. But the idea was, what's like one of the hardest things to do is to sit through a one-on-one comedy set. Like imagine if we just jumped on this podcast and now I'm like, all right, let me give you my 5-minute stand-up routine. I was just trying to like showcase local art. That's what I try to do with this show in general. Like Cowbell Palm is a cowbell person on the internet. He's also a producer and a Grammy Award-winning engineer. He worked on a Cardi B song, but like he's just running around hitting the cowbell. And then Dano is a musician in the area. She's also a salt maker. She runs into the ocean, grabs ocean water from Asbury and turns it into like eating salt. It's fucking sick. And then Kyle from season 2 as well is a guitarist in a bunch of bands. He's also plays in my band. Mara is a photographer, singer, videographer. Mia is a photographer. Sean's a guitarist and a musician. The list goes on. Ivan's a hairdresser and a stylist. I really want to showcase people, you know, in a new light, put them on a different pedestal.
So when you want someone to play SurviFern,
yeah,
how do you pitch it to them? Say, hey,
so much fun.
Like, because I know when I tell my family, I'm gonna go play a Survivor game, for the most part, like in the woods with strangers, just like, are you okay? How do you pitch like, hey? I mean, I think it helps that like we're having a music fest, and a game, and I want you to come play. It's based on Survivor. Like how much selling do you have to do to get people to commit?
Each season is less selling than you have to do. So, each one's a little bit less, but like, I love it. And we're doing an all-star season this year. And that's the one thing that I miss. We have some new players. It's a mixture of new and old, but I'm so happy that we're doing an all-star season. I think it encapsulates the entire thing that we're doing. It's our last season of SurviFern. So to end it with an all-star season.
This is it. It ends after 4.
Well, this iteration of the game ends after 4. I've had 400 people in my parents' backyard for 3 years in a row. Like, I need a new location. With a new location comes a new name. And that's also why I want to talk to people like you. I want to throw the first LRG 5-day festival where there's like 500 people in the audience and they're playing the challenges and they're gambling on the game and there's a live stream. But going back to your original question, I love it. I just run around this art community and I just talk to people and I'm like, yo, you're an artist, you're a singer, you've been on stage before. Do you want to try a new stage out? Have you ever considered a YouTube series, a reality TV show idea? And like, it's the most fun, man. And then the energy in Asbury Park, like the month before and like 2 months after, is huge. You go out to a bar, like 2 people on stage just performed in the season. There's other contestants in the crowd. Everyone's talking about the game. If it's like the couple weeks before, we're all working on our fantasy drafts. So we're like, bribing people like, yo, here's $20. Do everything you can to try to get Mia out second so I can hit my bracket. Like, we're having so much fun with it. So the casting process is awesome. And like, nobody ever goes, oh yeah, I want to do that. It takes a lot of like, yo, let's talk about it. I just casted a dancer for season 4 who told me 2 months ago, there is no way she's ever doing this. But with enough communication, and like they've danced with my band before, and they know someone who competed in season 3, and it just kind of trickles down, man.
Speaking of your band, so your band is SurviFern, right?
Yeah, SurviFern.
Yeah. You're gonna laugh. So I'm watching episodes. I'm hearing SurviFern. I'm like, man, why is everyone so antagonistic towards Fern? Like, what is this culture that's come up from season 1 or season 2 where everyone's like his foe? Like, what's the inside joke? And then it took me a bit to realize, like, oh, that's just his band name.
Yeah, I'm trying to brand it. Like there's not a lot of bands out there with the reality TV show YouTube series, so it's just like when people hear the word foe or Fern, I want them to think of my music. I want them to think of the show kind of vibe.
So looking at the cast as a whole, I think one of the interesting aspects is there's a lot of connections, right? And that's something that you see the players themselves have to navigate is the layers of connections of relationships and friendships, etc., that occur, which will add a level of dynamics.
Dynamics, yeah.
So we'll go dynamics. That's the word. To the flow of the game.
It's a big part of it, and like. It works on both directions. So I'll speak on the opposite side of it. So Bex is a contestant who complained constantly about that. And I was very much like, Bex, you know the game you know the game you signed up for. But she did a great job of making it seem like people were closer than they actually were. Mm-hmm. So people after the game, like I know like Mike thought that Kate and Jake were like best friends, and they've only ran into each other a couple times. There are people that are close. Kate and Jameson, they're getting married in a couple weeks. Like they're close. But Palm met Mia a couple weeks ago in the studio when they were in session together, and some of them play kickball together, and other of them are just newbies into the scene and into the area. So it's definitely a part of the game. The difference is like all summer long, they're going to each other's shows and they're performing. Yeah. And then after the game's over, they all hang out for like every weekend. So like you end up like just running into, if you go out in Asbury, you'll run into anywhere between like 3 to 10 people that have competed before. So the bonds are definitely thicker after the game too. Mm-hmm. And now we have our All-Star season coming up. So I'm very excited to see how
it will be messy.
Yeah, it's gonna be messy.
Yeah, because like I was thinking, like Mike, who's like the third or fourth player voted out, is coming in with likely the most experience of these games, right? But then on the other hand, he doesn't have maybe the initial inroads other players do, which is again good and bad, right? It's nice having those snap connections, like you said, can be weaponized against you. And I felt bad because it was a rough go for him.
It was a rough go, but the roughest go for Mike, and him and I talk extensively. Mike's also great dude, Twitch streamer. Check out his Twitch stream, My170. Like that's also why I was pumped to have him. It's nice getting different art forms. Going back to it, the worst thing for Mike was the swap and Sean quitting. If Sean doesn't quit and they go to tribal, they're voting out Kate there. And that's confirmed. And look at that. Kate, who is the most connected person, had a much bigger target on her back than Mike. It just when she swaps and now her boyfriend's there, it's a different dynamic. That was probably the worst swap for Mike because he had pre-game alliances with Beck, with Mar, with a little bit with Kyle, and a little bit with Becca as well. So the swap tribe was just no one he was connected with, which was his problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like because I've played a game where my starting tribe was 7 people. All 6 were from the local area, and it was just me. And I was like, oh.
Did you get targeted first?
I bust someone. I was like, this person's running the thing. I go up, pledge loyalty, bust the quiet guy. I'm like, sorry, dude. Like, I hate doing this, but I have no choice right now.
And did you last anything more than that?
I got 5th.
You got 5th in the game?
Yeah. So
that's great. So you were able to make it work.
So I made it work the skin of my teeth. Though it was like that was the scariest starting tribe I feel like I've ever been. I was like, oh no.
Going back to Mike, he survives the first vote, which Josiah was also not as connected, but Josiah played sloppy. He slept in his own tent. He disappeared for like 15 minutes when they were all setting up and they had no idea what he was doing. So his number was screwed on Friday. And on top of that, he didn't have as many connections, but there was an outside preseason thing between Mar, Bex, Mike, Josiah, Becca. So that's already like a 5-person thing there.
Mm.
But Mike was definitely the most Survivor IQ. He pitched a really smart 2-2-2
Yep.
vote.
That was the plan.
That was the plan. And it made sense too. It's just no one wanted to play their half idols the first day. Every time I talk to Kate and Jameson, because I hang out with these people, like these people that played every season, I see them all constantly. And whenever we're drinking, I'm like, they just didn't understand that they could play the idol together. Jameson thought he was holding on to Kate's. And I'm just like, come on, guys, I love you. Play your freaking idol. You know?
Yeah. So, okay. So, how many half idol pieces are still in the game at this point at the merge? Is it 3 or 4?
Like at the merge or after this person just went home?
So Jameson goes out. He's the last pre-merge vote, right?
Last pre-merge vote. Okay, so Josiah didn't have one. Ivan didn't have one. Sean didn't have one. Amanda did not have one. Mike did not have one. Jameson did have one. So that's one that leaves the game. But Kate and JMO, they also thought they had Mia. JMO and Mia were on the original tribe together. So in their minds, they're like, oh, this is 3-2. But they didn't know that Mia and Palm did have a preseason alliance. And Mia's a chaotic player. She ended up like backstabbing JMO and she backstabbed Jake. So like she's a really fun thing there. But Mia has a half idol. Bex has a half idol. Kyle has a half idol. Palm has a half idol. Becca has a half idol. So there's 5 half idols in the game.
And then there's how many real idols floating around at this point?
Palm has a real idol and Becca has a real idol.
Okay, so when did the half idol? When do the half idols expire?
5.
What is your contingency in place if at final 5 4 idols are played?
It doesn't immunity really. Okay, so I don't want to spoil anything, but we didn't think we were ever going to get there because if you think about it,
chances are slim.
Let's just. This is not what happened, but let's talk about it. It's final 5. Player A won immunity. Player B and C, they play their real idols. Now
players D and E have half idols but can only save one person.
They can only save one person. But even now over here with these 3 people that are immune, they have to play their half idol on these other people. So let's say everyone plays a half idol and everyone's immune, that's fine, but then no one's immune and you're just picking rocks. So
that's your solution, where essentially if everyone is immune, then it's all nulled and you rock draw.
It's all nulled and you rock draw. So you are not incentivized if you have that last half idol to save. Like let's say it's you and you're the only one that's can be voted for, Steve, and no one else can be voted for. But I have a half idol and you have a half idol. I'm not going to play it on you.
See, this is just me being more Survivor nerd because we haven't had a situation where we've had a full tribe immune. We've had Get and Suri goes home, but like after Survivor 48, with how the vote rules apparently work, I'm just like, what is happening?
I didn't love how that played out
because we don't have a document.
Yeah, I didn't love how that played out in the season 48. Was that 40? Yeah, 48. We just watched
48, right? Yeah. We're like, okay, so.
Cedric had all the power.
If the person has lost their vote, you can still vote because your votes don't intrinsically negate each other. Just like what?
It seemed like a lot. Also, I mean that decision ended up screwing up Cedric's game too. But different story.
I mean, what can you do? Say it's got to say.
Say's got to say, man. I honestly really wish she made the merge. She would have just been great on the jury. But I liked last season. I enjoyed it. I really did.
I mean, all Survivors better than no Survivors, so what can I say?
Dude, 49's in a couple weeks. Like, well, a couple months, but still.
And like there's also Australia versus the world starts.
Okay, I could talk about this now. The place where I work, the security guard there is an ex-Jersey City cop. And his partner for like years was Tony.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? So I'm at work one day and like he's like new and I'm just like setting up the store and we're just shooting the shit. We're talking about games. I'm like, oh yeah, I like run a Survivor game. He's like, do you know that guy Tony that played? So he FaceTimes Tony and like I had like a 10-minute talk with Tony. Tony tells me he did shit on Traders. Like Traders sucks. Fuck Boston Rob. This is before it was released. And he said, I'm about to go to Australia, so we'll see what happens. And I was like, oh, thank you for all the tea. I'm not going to say anything, I promise. But all that's out now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I want to kind of bounce back because you talk about Josiah like kind of makes these rookie mistakes, which like I don't think does himself much favors either, because you're very clear, Ivan. Like Ivan, you can hang out with Tribe A, you can hang out with the Ocean, you can hang out with Orange Crush, or you just sleep by yourself. Ivan's like, my own hammock. There we go. That's all I want. You're just like, I'm like, oh, dude.
That's hilarious too, because Ivan is my girlfriend's roommate, so he's just like over there right now. I see him like every day. He's in his room. Yeah, he had a very unique strategy, I would say. But you know, he was a great contestant. I was super happy to have him. He's a awesome like hairdresser around town. Like he'll like cut up my beard to make it look nice, and just a good dude. But good dude, bad player. Good dude, bad player.
Yeah. So bouncing a little bit back. I mean, again, all these people are figuring out the game, right? It's their first. They likely don't watch the show. They're figuring out as it goes. I was most impressed with like the auction, how many players were like kind of seem to be holding on for whatever advantages they could, which is like true game bots move right there, which I appreciate.
I appreciate it too, because we don't have a lot of game bots. For us, it's like we get a lot of rookies to play, people that have never really played before. So it's fun. You can put in things that are obvious to game bots, like, of course, hold your chips. And of course, maybe like check under your things for like idols and stuff.
Eat your sandwich carefully.
Eat your sandwich carefully. Like they know that there's more to advantages. My season 1 players didn't know what an idol was. If you watch season 1, episode 5, there's like a really funny moment where they're like, can you explain these idols to us, please? It was really
good. Is this golf ball an idol? I don't know, but I want to make it an idol.
The golf ball's nice. The golf ball makes it back in season 3, and it will make it back in season 4 as well. We do love our themes. But no, the auction was fun. It's a thing we did season 1, which was a lot of fun. Really proud of Kate for holding on till the end. Like, she got that immunity there. Kate's kind of on an island in the game, which kind of goes back to, like, yeah, you can all be super connected, but also it could be put a target on your back. Kate's had a target on her back since she voted for Mike in the Ivan vote.
So, again, we're going to bounce a little back to something else to mention. Like, no advantages were played pre-merge, but Jameson had the half idle piece and just didn't realize he could play it when the round was going home, or just didn't need to.
He was like, this is Kate's. It's not mine. Like, Kate won it twice, so he didn't want to like ask for her to play it. But in his mind and in Kate's mind, Jameson just swapped with Mia. They were in that 4-person alliance with Amanda, Mia, Jameson, and Jake. So Jameson and Mia should be like locked tight there. You have Kate. Why do they have to play their idol? It's 3-2. Why do you got to play it?
So I guess, were you surprised then that nothing kind of that everyone was able to hold on to their stuff for essentially day 3, the merge?
We were surprised. We thought there would be some more advantages being played. And it's also something that like we just realized when there's an expiration that's far away on your advantages, then people like to hold on to their stuff. We had someone voted out in season 1 with an idol. Jameson just went home with a half idol where he could have played it with Kate. Like, but yeah, I guess the players play how they want to play. They want to make it to the end. So it's like win or bust, I guess.
As someone who's been voted out with an idol because I was too tunnel vision on playing it the last round, I could play it. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah,
not my favorite moment decision ever made.
Exactly. So you can see why Survivor is now putting early expiration dates on stuff.
Like, it also gets them out of the game, so you don't have the issue of people having too much stuff at in game and then having advantage getting all this stuff. Say, all right, we can flush stuff, and that way the merge starts kind of like calm. And like I will say, like, CBS Survivor hasn't really thrown like last season. I think oh gosh, they're all blurred together. Did Rachel win 48 or 47? She won 47. Right?
Rachel won 47. So
47, like Rachel's 47, like she had the only idol in the merge, and that was that.
Yeah, she definitely got a powerhouse her way through it. She was cool. I thought she was a great winner too. Like I have no problems with the new era. I feel like people like kind of hate on it sometimes, but you hate on it in the moment and then you're nostalgic for it. Like I remember when GameCube came out, I was like, this isn't N64. And now all I want to do is play Luigi's Mansion on GameCube. So it is what it is.
Are there any other major moments from the pre-merge you kind of want to mention or talk about that we haven't?
I thought the Amanda vote was big.
Yeah, let's talk about Amanda. That was unexpected. We're basically, it's rare that I feel like people kind of look at the end game in the pre-merge, say, sorry, we're flipping on you now because we can't beat you.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you like see like the tunnel vision, like you were talking about before, because it's like if you're tunnel vision, you're like, this is a 4-3. This is 4-3 before the split happens. And then boom, the split happens, and now we're swapped. And wait a second, I wasn't in the 4. Becca and Bex were not in the 4. So it's really easy for them to look at Jake and Amanda as not their team. And Becca's in a relationship with Kyle. They had that pre-merge alliance, and Mar as well was not connected there. So it definitely made sense. But us and the crowd, when that happened, that was a cool moment. That's my favorite thing with our LRG is you get to see the crowd's reaction. And like, as the game goes on, the audience gets bigger and bigger. So there's going to be some really cool crowd moments towards the end of season 2 where there's over 100-ish people in my parents' backyard like freaking out to these things. And there's some huge moments in season 3 where there's even more people. We had like maybe like 250 to 300 people in the audience in season 3.
So is this why you have to move? Because your parents are just like, our backyard can't handle the size of your game anymore?
It can't handle it, man. Like, I felt like last year was the farthest I could take it, and I got away with it, dude. It's like a freaking house in the suburbs. The police station is half a mile away. There's nowhere to park. There's 300 plus people on property. I have live music. It's a festival. There's a pool. People are like having a good time and eating and drinking. And it's like loud noise. I have neighbors. Like, I want to sell tickets to this one day. I want this to be a thing where every year around in August, you can buy a 5-day pass and go to a taping of a reality TV show, and the audience plays along. We kind of got there in season 3. You're not seeing it in season 2. But in season 3, we introduced our faux coins. So now there's an economy where if you're in the audience, you do all the challenges in the audience, and then you gift your coins to the players, and the players auction every round for advantages. You go to the challenge. Do you want to do 7 laps in the pool? Or do you want to do 6 laps in the pool? Oh, you have 5 more coins. Do you want to do 6 laps in the pool? Or do you want to do 5 laps in the pool? Do you want to, instead of like swapping, do you want to purchase a mutiny? You have 15 coins? You trying to switch tribes right now? So it allows everyone that comes to be a part of the game. And in season 3, the coins were a huge part. In season 4, the coins are already a huge part. That's how we picked the cast for season 4. Every past player was allowed to compete this year, and they've been competing all summer. If you got a certain amount of coins, you purchased your way into the game. So
how did players earn coins?
We ran mini games all summer. The one that I'm the most proud of is a 12-hour hide and seek game. So
I saw that on your YouTube.
Yeah, I released a song called Hide and Seek. So I wanted to tie the things together. And if you found me in New Jersey, I hid anywhere in New Jersey. It was some people found me in 4 hours, some found me in like 9. But if you found me, you basically won enough coins to buy your way into the game.
Wow. So coming into season 4, I guess, what's your rule in pre-gaming? Like, what's your rule or expectation for pre-gaming for an all-star season?
Well, they all kind of live in this town, basically, except for like a couple contestants that were trying to win in, and they had ways to get coins as well. We do some simple things to get your coins to win in. Preseason confessionals. You film 1 confessional a week, we'll give you a coin. Super easy. That helps us build out our YouTube channel in the future because we get more content because of it. I tie coins to all my live shows. I'm like, yo, you want a coin? My band's playing. There's a secret challenge at the show. So you come to the show, or if you can't make the show, you can bring a champion. You just text production. My champion is Brian. Brian's going to come and compete for me at the gig. So I run a little challenge, and then my band plays a show. We also have a secret hunt going on right now. There's a whole bunch of QR codes all around Asbury Park that anyone can do. If you came to Asbury Park and did the hunt and got to the treasure chest at the end, you can gift those coins or the reward inside to whatever player you want.
So your cast isn't locked.
Currently, it's like 95% locked. Yeah, there's like one or two like what's gonna happen kind of thing.
Kind of players who are jockeying for on the edge there.
Yeah, and we also have a certain number of new players that are coming in the game as well. So it's like season 4 is foes versus favorites. So it's a little bit like a fans versus favorites mixed in with heroes versus villains. It's not going to be even newbies and past players, but I think it'll be a significant amount. So it'll be nice. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I was going to ask. So it's one thing to develop and run a live game on top of a 3-day-long concert event. Yeah. It's another thing to be running essentially a whole mini game all summer long leading up to that.
It's a lot, dude. It's tiring. And like my production got tired. We went too hard in June and we messaged all the players like, yo, July is going to be quiet. Like we did the huge hide and seek game. We did like 4 different like other things to show up for. We like there was like a bar crawl, basically a daytime crawl all around Asbury, and we had like these passports and we had stamp books, and if you got enough stamps in your passport you got a certain amount of coins. We just did a fan vote where people voted on which bands and players they wanted to see at the event. So it's a lot to juggle, and it's also like we're coming up with it in real time. We've had to pull some players aside and be like, we're sorry, we may have given you contradictory information, but we are also figuring out as we go because this season is different. We're doing, last year we added the coins in. We didn't know how the coins were going to work, but like, all right, let's freaking figure it out. One thing that was super good for us is we have 2 different types of coins in our economy. We have the audience coin and the player coin. There's way more audience coins out there. If you find an audience coin, there's a conversion rate to equal 1 player coin. So you need to get 10 audience coins to then gift 1 player coin to a player. But that also makes it so hard in production because you don't want to show the players that you're handing them coins. So we need to like build like rooms out at the property so you can hand them the coins in like silence. And then there's like an in-game menu where there's like, you can purchase all your items on the menu. Great. What happens if 2 people are doing a confessional at the same time and then they want to purchase the same item? It's very dicey. It's very dicey. But we have some ways to work around that.
So, I mean, I think that's hard because generally the menu is like fair game for everyone, not first come, first serve.
It's fair game for everyone. Yeah. So you have to like figure out how to do that. And like, we have ways to do that. So we're not going to really talk about it right now because like
whoever texts first the production chat, the player with them gets the item first.
Kind of. I'll tell you know what, I'd love to get your opinion on it, and I'll tell you once the live stream ends because like I know that there's
players no inside information for you.
Yeah, there's 1 player for sure that's watching everything, and there's like maybe 2 or 3 more, and they know that because we all hang out and get like drinks together, they know if they get me drunk enough, like I might slip. So like part of production is just like, Fern, you're going home right now. Like you're not talking to anyone. I'm like, okay, yes, thank you very, very much. Production this year is basically me, Kyle from season 2, Andrew, Lauren, Meg from season 3, Joe from season 3, John from season 3. It's a cool group that we all hang out with.
I mean, if I knew if I can get a host drunk, I can get inside information about a game, I probably would do that.
Dude,
I wouldn't be beneath it.
Yeah, it's all about the vibe. But the fun thing is, I give people misinformation all the time. Like, if you're trying to fuck with me, if you're trying to fuck with me, like I'll give it right back to you. Season 1, one of my bandmates, he goes by Dragon. He's on the Ramrod tribe in season 1. He spent all summer trying to get me to leak stuff, and he like hacked into my computer a couple times and like he tried to get a document. So I leaked a fake document to him where like it had all like fake challenges on it and like where all the idols were hidden and shit. And yeah, so we give it right back.
So let's see. I think I feel like you need to meet Cheston Smith someday, who I think
Okay.
exists to troll his players.
Okay. Yeah, I'd
And
love
like,
to.
and so like, he's in Durant, Oklahoma. There's this Durant LRGs thing, and he just like sends like, noon is upon us, but beware, in the 15th hour they are coming. I'm just like,
What does that
I
even
don't know
mean?
what that means. I don't know what
Well,
anything's going on with them.
dude, there's a lot of us that are putting on these games. And
Yeah.
like I would love to do a super game one day with that's like people can buy tickets to it and like it's a freaking whole festival and it's like 2 players from Bloomington and 2 players from Survivor Philly and a player from SurviFern and someone from Real Foot and just like all start it that way,
Yeah.
and see if people like purchase some tickets for it. Maybe get a few players that have been on like mainline games too. If the player fee is big enough.
Get your friend to call Tony and say, do you want to come out and hang out with some
Yeah,
friends?
Tony was like, yeah, you don't have enough for my player fee. And I was like, fair game, man. But he said, if you ever have enough, reach out. So
What was the baseline player? What's the fee for that Tony's looking for?
he
Now I just
didn't
want
even
to
tell
know
me.
what it
He
was.
didn't even tell me. He's a good he was so nice, man. Tony, thank you for talking to me. Like, so kind of him. Like, oh, he was my favorite survivor. Like 2-time champ, the spy shack, the spy nest, the spy bunker. Like, love Tony.
So I want to tell you, like, the first game I ever played had coins. It was pirate themed, so there were coins you can collect,
Whoa.
and immunity was up for auction every tribal council.
Yeah.
Starting at 50 coins. So that defined the season, was the fact that you could buy immunity if you had the coins at
tribal council.
At tribal council.
Up until when? Like 5 or 6?
4, including
4.
Yeah.
You can buy immunity at 4?
Yes.
So then it's just basically like a fire making at that point.
No, I mean it was a 2-1-1. And
it was a 2-1-1.
No.
Okay.
And so someone out with 2 votes.
Someone without 2. I mean,
yeah.
We have talked about purchasing immunity. I don't think it's gonna make it into our game. So
I mean, but like, I don't want to say PTSD, but man, like it defined the game, and we played around it terribly.
Really? Did you enjoy the coins in that game, or was it too distracting?
It was fun to hunt and find. The production was always hiding coins. Like when we were away from camps, there's always kind of that aspect to go search and find, and the players, you could win them in challenges as well. And so I thought they provide a very interesting wrinkle to the game that, again, like I think it's hard to like sometimes process, like, oh, by the way, there's immunity likely that someone's going to get this tribal council that you need to defend yourself against.
And was 50 coins like a lot?
It was doable, but it was significant. Like once you probably purchased it, you likely weren't getting it, and it was an auction, so you can get bid up too.
But the starting number was 50.
It was 50.
Cool. Now, starting number was 50. How did you guys hold on to 50 coins? Did you have like
bag?
It was easy enough to hold on to all those.
Yeah.
Wasn't too distracting.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was no like secret menu that like you could only talk about in.
No, so here's the flow of the game. So this is like cast of 24. Vote outs start happening in day 3. Day 3,
day 3, you start voting out.
Yeah.
Oh man,
this is again 7-day long game. It was long.
I wish I had that time, bro. That's so cool.
My tribe won every challenge day 3.
Let's go.
So like we had coins, we didn't spend them, and we weren't told. No, it was never told to us you can use them to buy immunity at tribal council.
Once the merge happens.
No, you learned when you went to your first tribal council.
Got you.
And
but you're not going until day 3 to your tribal council.
Yeah. So, the other tribe goes constantly. We don't go at all. And so that night, there's an auction where you can use your coins you collected for the auction. The other tribe spends their money on nothing. We blow all our money because we don't know if we can use them for immunity.
I love that.
And then it was wild. So
I love that. That's great.
So food for thought. And then, given you have an exchange system, you have a survivor economy going on. What are your thoughts around fire tokens then? Like
different. It's super different. Like fire tokens are like coming out of like people from exile or like extinction or something.
They don't have to necessarily be that way, but just certainly like how
people use their coins. Did they use their coins to buy advantages in that season, in season 40?
So
I know Tony had like a disadvantage thrown at him.
Players on Edge of Extinction could send advantages to players in game that the players can use coins to buy.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, see, I guess that's a little similar because we just don't have players in the game. We have the audience doing it. So, like, imagine you're playing your pirate game and you can still win your own coins by doing challenges and doing other things. But if you came to the event with 30 of your friends, then you have more coins coming your way than someone that came with no friends. It puts a different type of target on your back. People got voted out in season 3 because they were a threat because they had too many friends at the show.
Yeah. No, because I played Surviving Real Fun in 2019. The twist that season was the audience would vote on which player would go to exile. And when we were, those players were not informed of how this worked. And so
how many audience members were they?
This is on Facebook. So it was like it was Facebook Live. So people on Facebook were voting for who would get sent to exile depending on which tribe lost.
I love it. It's great.
And so as a player, we're just like, I think I was only annoyed as a player because people online saw my confessionals, heard who I was targeting, then saved that person. I was like,
ooh, that's different. Yeah, that's different. We do a live stream as well, but we put no game on the live stream besides what is said at Tribal Council, what is said at the challenges. Like, we live stream that, and then we have a host. The host is Mike from season 2. Mike is on the live stream. He did it last year, and then we have like guests that are talking about the game, but we do our best not to say any
I love that
strategy. Yeah, dude, you can tune into the live stream this year. You can like host with Mike from afar. Let's fucking go.
So let's talk about season 4. So players have been finding their way to earn coins to be part of the season. Are you looking at 16, 18, 20? Like,
can't tell you. I can't tell you on the, because we haven't announced the cast yet. We're announcing the cast on August 1st, but like I said, like, I know there'll be a couple people looking for some extra info. So
let me rephrase this. Give me a range of what is the minimum and maximum players you want to have in a season.
I think the minimum players I would do is like 12. If I could do a 12-player game, then I could have a long, like, I could, really let the players enjoy the game. We could do a couple reward challenges, would be sick. I think the most we can pull off is like 22 or 24, maybe.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but like, if you're doing 24, then you have to be like a lot of like rapid fire stuff, because it is 2.5 days. Friday at 5 p.m. to Sunday night.
And is that Friday always just a non-vote out day? Because that's at least for season 2 it was.
It was in season 2 and it was in season 3. In season 2 and season 3 it was a non-vote out day. We very much wanted it to give people a good player experience. We really try our best to give people the best player experience possible. And for us, that's more time in the game, getting to do a fun challenge or two, and like getting your confessionals, getting your moments. And if you're voted out, you go on the live stream, you still talk, you're a jury member, you're at the party. So we try to make Friday, a no vote out. But I will say, if there's too many players in the game, then we have to vote people out Friday.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Because the concert event seemed like it was Saturday, Sunday. It didn't seem like it had shifting the gear on Friday, at least for season 2.
This year on Friday, we are going to have a local band, Monkeys from Mars, playing. They're like an instrumental rock band, so no vocals, really groovy. They got 3 songs out on Spotify right now. Like, they're going to be playing while like that onboarding thing happens. They'll do a lot of like short sets, take a break. But we are trying to just make Friday a little bit more of a party. We're not like selling tickets, but we do have an Eventbrite that we're releasing in a couple days where there's like a small suggested donation if you want to give back to the party, because we do spend a lot of money on feeding everyone and like drinks and stuff, and a whole bunch of other things. But yeah, we do want people to come Friday, because season 3, we had maybe 15 people camp out from Friday till Sunday night just on the audience, and they were my favorite people. They're the ones like booing from the audience, and they were gambling their faux coins on dice all freaking night, and it's a good time, man. It's just a good time. But we're trying to up that with season 4 for sure.
Yeah. So in terms of what you're doing, so season 4, again, 2.5 days. starting on Friday, ending Sunday, hopefully not crazy late. That's always the goal for these games, I feel.
Yeah, well, we season 2 we ended so late. Once you get to the season 2 finale, you'll verbally hear my mom from the crowd going, "Wrap it up!" It's like really funny. She's like a little drunk and so mad. But season 4, technically, we've been playing all summer, low key. But the first challenge of season 4 is going to be the Sunday before. So the Sunday before, there's a rooftop venue in Asbury Park, which has like a beautiful backdrop of the ocean and the beach.
Mhm.
And we're going to do like a sunset challenge there. My band's going to perform. Scotty's band is going to perform. Scotty is a contestant from season 1 and production member from season 2. And we're going to show the finale of season 2 on the roof as well once the sun sets and we project it onto the huge wall. So that's going to be technically the first day. But then the contestants have to spend 4 days out of game after the first real challenge.
Given that your cast draws so heavily from the music scene, I'm curious, like, music challenges, is that a thing you've thought about or tried to do?
Season 3, we did that in season 3. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's my problem. I haven't seen season 3 yet.
Well, it's not. We were still editing it. Like season 2 was filmed in 2023. So this is every player from season 2 is like rolling their eyes. They're like, finally, man. Like the energy isn't where I wanted it to be. Like they wanted it last year. So I'm trying my best to get season 3 out in the winter.
I mean, like, are you editing it or who's editing it with you? Because it sounds like you have a team helping do this.
I edited season 1 by myself. And then I brought on editor Rob Ciano. Great guy. He's done like his own movies. He has a movie called 29, Shimmer, that are both out. They're like full featured lengths you can watch on like Amazon. So he's been editing season 2. He just he had a baby and he needed some time. And I was like, all right, man, I got it. So him and I have been editing season 2 pretty much together. Like I do like rough edits and then he'll do like the polished. And he'll also do his own edits. And then Joe Palm, Cowbell Man Palm, is a Grammy Award-winning engineer, and he's like mixing the score that I make. And the score, if you listen to it, is the instrumental tracks to all my songs and the instrumental tracks to some of our contestant songs. So like I have to chop up like the score, like the full audio file, and like make sections longer so they hit where you need them to hit. It's fun. It's like branding your own music to different themes. Cool.
I mean, I'll say this. I mean, not all games will have episodes on YouTube, and there are games that are filmed with intention that will never see the light of day, right? Like it's like one like, and so that's why a lot of games they'll like, hey, we're just gonna live stream, we're just gonna get it out there immediately because it's such a commitment, like. To production to edit and make things and have that kind of thing.
Dude, you need hard drives, man. You need storage space. You need
and stuff gets corrupted or stuff gets lost. Like I just did a game. I just did a game and the host's like, Steven, I don't have a confessional for you from round X. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I did one, but I guess on Saturday I'll go recreate it. And
there you go. Yeah. I mean, you got to use a little movie magic for it. And like the cool thing about all these LRGs, like I've seen a handful, a couple episodes here or there. We're all just making it work. And that's what I love about DIY culture. I did it in a band for so many years. Like, fuck it. I want to write my own songs. I want to front a 15-piece like rock orchestra. And like you just piecemeal it together. And like sometimes there's duct tape and gum keeping everything up, but like that's like it's just cooler than like waiting until you're perfectly ready to do something, which is what I really feel like a lot of these LRGs are. It's fuck it energy, fuck it, we ball, and that's like my whole life.
Well, speaking of the energy of the episodes, I mean, it's one thing that you get immediately when watching it is there's such a unique, I guess, edit and tone to the series. And I think it's part of this, it's a love letter to music. I mean, it's set at a music festival. You profile the artists, like you said, it's your music and the player's music's being worked into worked into the score. It's impressive. And like I really loved the vibe and style because it's very much like, you know, I think I love Survivor, and I think a lot of us take Survivor very seriously. It's a game, but it's a serious game. We want to win at all costs, and I think your show is having a lot of fun with the product.
Fun is a big part of my brand in general. Like if you go to a SurviFern show, like it might not be the most like technical set, but everyone says it's the most fun they have at a show. We really just all have big smiles on our faces because we enjoy the moment of creation. The moment of creation is the shit that like 90% of the world just doesn't experience and they don't get because they sit in their rooms and go, I can't play my song. My song isn't perfect yet. So they don't go to the open mic.
That's art. It'll never be perfect.
It's art, man. You have to enjoy the performance. You have to enjoy the imperfections. I am manic. I will do everything I can to make it hit my standards. My players will know, like they'll tell you, like Fern could be an asshole if there's something that he doesn't like, because it is the art still, but you have to enjoy the moment it's happening. While it's happening, you just have to fucking love it. And the series SurviFern is a love letter to the Asbury Park arts community. That's what it is.
I need to watch season 3 when it airs. So I'm so fascinated by the tokenization economy created. Do you have like a maximum amount of tokens? Like at this point in time, you only have this many tokens available in the game. How do you like that? Sounds like you had a challenge. It sounds like it would be a challenge knowing what was out there and preventing like
we have spreadsheets
evaluation of the market.
We have spreadsheets. No player has a physical coin yet. We have the coins; they're printed. No one has a physical coin. It's just like a spreadsheet, and that's as far as I'll. Once we go off the live stream, I can tell you anything that you want because I know there's one.
So what we'll do is post season 4, we'll do another interview kind of about your series as a whole, and therefore, because it's after that season, you can tell me whatever details you want.
Yeah, I would love to, man.
I assume you have a Google spreadsheet that's being shared with all the glory.
Andrew, our production member, Andrew, who is behind the camera for the Orange team. He was behind the live stream in season 1. He's the one that manages all that. And like, yeah, the behind the scenes stuff is awesome. We had a blast creating season 2. Like, obviously I have a lot of season 3 and season 4 energy here because season 2 was so long ago, but season 2 was a beautiful moment for us because we pulled off season 1 and then all year people were like, is there going to be another one of this? Like people were asking me to play. I was pursuing players. We added in the preseason advantage. It was a new thing that we brought in and we were just giving them out. We didn't know what they were going to be yet. We're like, all right, you want a preseason advantage. You will figure out eventually. And we landed on the half idols. Like, and I thought the half idols were the perfect preseason advantage because, you know, you still have to play to use them. And dude, the players were complaining so much. Kate and Palm both won 2 preseason advantages, and the whole game they're like, why the fuck did I have to give away my second advantage? They just couldn't understand that you give it to an alliance member and then use it together. Like that's how the game works, and that's going into not having a lot of game bots.
I mean, because the joy of the half idols is you have to disclose you have one, or someone has to disclose to you they have one. They're like, let's put them together. Like if you just have both halves, you just like, well, when I absolutely need to, it's like, hey, ally, I'm going home, save me.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and that it's like useful information in the game. If you watch the recent episode, Mia and Palm both have a half idol and they're talking about potentially using it together. Palm is also working with Kyle, talking about using the half idol with him. Becca and Bex from the beginning have been like, yo, Becca squared, we're using this idol together, which I mean, the game's a game. I was really excited for Orange to go to Tribal before the swap just to see how they would use their half idol because they would have used it and they probably would have, you know, swung a vote with it because I don't think JMO, Jake, and Amanda would have really fully caught on to the half idol thing early on in the game. Yeah. Mia maybe, but I don't think those guys just had the game knowledge. But it's fun. It's fun like watching people learn again because when you watch a lot of games now, everyone knows the like optimum strategy already. It's fun watching people learn it in real time.
I mean, do I know the optimum strategy? I know how to get voted out because I've been voted a lot. So we'll say what you can of that. I
mean, but more people are going to go home than win. Like only one person wins.
Tell myself to go sleep at night. Like it's okay. Someday you'll win. Just
that's also why I'm trying to figure out how to do more games going forward. Like I want to just do more games, not just Survivor, because Survivor takes all my money and all my time. Yeah. But like if I can figure out some like fun, really cool, interesting content that
I'm surprised
not everyone goes home. So we wanted to.
Yeah.
It was in the cards for this year, and I will say this out loud. I don't care if anyone knows. It was planned. We had a whole Amazing Race preseason challenge, like scripted. Production's difficult on it because like we was going to be like a 2-person thing, but we were going to set a 3rd person on production to film and record everyone. So you would have needed like 13 production members to pull it off. But we had locations, we had an idea for it, and it's just it'll get pushed to the future. All these ideas, like it trickles down. You know, season 1, I wanted drink tokens, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So season 2, they came in. You know, season 3, we brought the coins in. I finally figured out how to get the audience to come in. Now season 4, we're expanding on a lot of cool ideas, and there'll be some things that we wanted to do for 4 that'll come into a future season. That's all.
Yeah. So thinking about kind of as we wrap up on season 2, the jury started. In fact, the jury started as soon as someone got voted out. And I think the thing is, if you stick around, you're on the jury. And so we already had a jury of 2, I believe, Josiah, as well as
everybody's on the jury right now. The jury rules are like you have to show up to 75% of tribal councils if you get voted out on Saturday. If you get voted out on Sunday, then you have to stay for the whole thing. Yeah. We let people go home and sleep and decompress and like decide if they want to come back or not pre-merge. And that just goes back to the player experience. We want everyone to have a good time. And like if they want to be on the jury and they come to the tribals, then they can be on it. So the only one that we said couldn't be on the jury was Sean because Sean quit the game.
Yeah. And so we'll essentially the other 4 pre-merge members all be on the jury then?
Yeah. Okay. The only one that from the pre-merge that doesn't do it is Sean because of that. But Sean was a trooper, man. Like, I think it speaks volumes that he came back the next day. He played a set. He joined production for a little bit on season 3, did his own solo set for season 3, won some coins in season 4 preseason, gifted coins to the player that he wanted to. He's doing a set with his other band at season 4. Like, that means a lot to me, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, he had to go to work. He tried to get out of work. I would have preferred if he just to come to the event and perform if you know you couldn't, but you know, money sucks, dude. Like, we have fun with our faux coins.
Amen to that.
But money sucks, man. And if you can't lose your job because you got to pay rent, that's more important than a YouTube series. 100%. I get it.
Though I have talked to someone who quit their job to go play a game. So like, what can I say?
I mean, it happens. You have to, but like, you have to have some sort of, I don't want to use the word privilege, but you do have some sort of like, there's wiggle room. I have privilege with my job. My job allows me to spend all my money on a 15-piece rock band, a record label, and a freaking reality TV show YouTube series. So I got my own privilege as well.
I'll always laugh about someone posted about having a 2-week-long live reality game, and the top response was like, so you're only gonna have cast teachers, right? Because no one has the time for a 2-week game. We would love to, but just people don't have the time for it.
I really wish I had the foresight to try to push for a 3-day game, like a full Friday. I really wish, because like I think I could have done it. I think I had the clout this year, and to tell everyone far in advance, you got to be off that Friday. But we're just doing what we've done before. Friday starts at 5, 2.5-day game. But I am going to be on prod for a longer game next week, so I'm excited to experience that. It's gonna be cool.
Very nice. I mean, I think it's always fun to see kind of how someone else does it, right? And say like, what do I want to take away? What am I learning from this? Because we were talking before, and I helped on production for a game for the first time ever this summer, and it was kind of eye opening. Like, what does it take to film and record a game with a large cast over 6 days, and what are the issues you run into, and all these things?
I mean, feeding it, just like the catering sounds like one of the harder one. Keeping the food good all 6 days, or are you like bringing food in?
You just starve them.
You just but your production needs to eat. Your production needs to sleep. Your production needs to take a shower so they don't feel disgusting.
Yeah, like I think that's like props to your parents for opening up their place. Having a house that's accessible solves so many issues for production.
Yeah, but this is the last one that's coming up. Like, if we do it again, it's in conjunction with some other games, and we're putting on like a 5-day art, music, film, LRG festival. We're selling tickets. We're doing the whole thing. And like, I have the name for that. Like, it wouldn't be SurviFern. I would call it what season 3 was called, which is Last Foe Standing. Like, that's the game. That's the name I'm working with currently.
Fern, I think that's kind of all the questions I have on top of my
Okay.
head. Is there anything else about this season 2 to season 4 you wanted to bring up?
The only thing I'll bring up is listen to everyone's music if you want to. If you want to check out some local music, like not just the contestants, but the bands there. You saw Riley Shiro open up. I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about each musician. Riley Shiro opened up, incredible guitar player. And if you go back and watch, he only plays with one hand. So he's playing his guitar. He tunes his guitar in such a unique way, and he has multiple instruments, so he can produce different chords all with right hand technique. It's really impressive, and he has the voice of an angel. So Riley Shiro opened up. Boots, ukulele player, was the next musician to play. She has an EP out as well. She's performed at like she's performed at the first 3 SurviFerns. She actually performed before it was SurviFern. It was just like a music festival at my parents' house. She performed also. After that, we had Token Genius. Awesome, like hip hop rapper guy. He has music out as well. He showed up in like a white suit and just put on an awesome vibe. Like it came from after having a ukulele player to now we're going like to tracks and like quasi like rapping, singing. So super cool guy. Great Oblivion, who is one of the most talented young artists in Asbury Park area. He showed up, played solo acoustic. And if you go back to that episode and you really listen to the song, we edited the whole song. It was like a 2.5 minute edit, and we montaged a bunch of footage to it because his music is just gorgeous. Like, really check out Great Oblivion. He plays with a 3-piece now. That's like upright bass, pedal steel, his acoustic guitar, and just the most hauntingly beautiful music you'll ever see. I'm going to go on a tangent. I tried to edit one of his other songs to that scene, and it's the most like heart-wrenching, beautifully sad tune, and it took me like 2 hours, and I was like wrecked because of how much emotion is in this band's performance. So Great Oblivion. And then Via Crow, a young artist, she's like 19, out in Boston right now, has a beautiful new album out as well. Well, not new now, it's been a year, but Via Crow. And then the last act of day 1, the Amorphous Blob Orchestra. They're incredible. They're from Trenton. Trombone, saxophone, percussion, run by Nikki Nailbaum, who I went hard at this year to try to get compete, but she won't compete. I also went hard at her trombone player, Pilot, to compete, and Pilot also turned it down. So back to your question about casting. And besides that, Telegraph Hill Records, we host a lot of local Asbury musicians. We put out a lot of music together. Joe Pomerico, Cowbell Palm, is the president of Telegraph Hill Records. I am the vice president. And that is my ramble. Those are all the shout outs for now. Call me Jake.
Vern, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your season. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and I'm very curious to see how things will end. You know the answer, but I don't know the answer.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Steven, thank you for this. And thank you for all that you do for all the other games too, man. Like I've been scrolling through your feed. You take a lot of time and you ingest a lot of content, man. And like that stuff is super important. In the music scene, they're like the podcasters that listen to everyone's album. And that's like an hour commitment. You're talking about like 5, 7, 10-hour commitments for each project. And you're putting the time in, and you asked me real questions that like made me excited to speak about my art. So thank you, man. That means a lot.
Well, hey, I need to. Once season 2 finale comes out, once you finish filming, once you finish up season 4, let's come back. Let's talk more in depth about how one makes a music festival and a Survivor game work simultaneously. Because I'm very curious to hear about the details of how that happens.
We'll do it then. Thank you so much, man. Happy to come back whenever.
Hey, thank you, Fern. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Live Reality Game Podcast. Again, if you aren't watching SurviFern, check it out. 6 episodes have dropped for season 2. We are into the merge, and the finale will air what date?
The finale is going to air the 24th in Asbury Park if you want to watch it, and then it'll be out a couple days later on YouTube. So we're doing a live showing on the roof of the Asbury Hotel. We're also having the Foes of Fern perform. Scotty will perform, and we're filming the first challenge of season 4 as well.
So don't wait to watch on YouTube. Head to Asbury Park, catch it live. Otherwise, you can join me in the YouTube comments watching it then. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your evening.
Yeah, pieces.